Today, we're bringing you 9 super gadgets you can actually own. Better stick around for number 1 if you fancy the idea of owning a real-life invisibility cloak. What's up, tech heads, and welcome to another episode of Tech Joint. When we were kids, we all dreamt of wearing superhero costumes and answering to heroic calls to save the world. But even though you can't wear those costumes and save the world, you can still get your hands on some super gadgets your favorite childhood heroes used. We don't mean props, plastic toys, and fake toy guns. Oh no. We're talking real, fully functional lightsabers, spiderweb shooters, hovering boards, and much more. Before we reveal these gadgets to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on the best of the best gadgets in tech. Alright, let's get started. Number 9. Propane lightsaber. The world of Star Wars is legendary, and many of us got introduced to the world of science fiction through this iconic trilogy. So when we heard that a Canadian YouTuber who goes by the name The Hacksmith actually created a propane-fueled lightsaber, we were hooked. This 4,000 degree Fahrenheit lightsaber can cut through a whole steel sheet. It's just what Star Wars nerds need to live out their Luke Skywalker fantasies. Seems as though the 10 million people that subscribe to James' channel know the kind of content they signed up for, since this was not the first lightsaber or movie prop that he's attempted to build. It was, however, the first plasma-based, retractable one he tried to create. The prototype exists in a petroleum-filled backpack that uses magnetic fields to operate. The beam, although originally white, can change colors via addition of metal salts, kind of like the experiments we did in 8th grade chem labs. Number 8. PYRO shooter. Whether you're a supervillain sympathizer or on the hero side, it's undeniable that shooting fire is the coolest superpower there is. Well, besides actual teleportation. Let us introduce you the joy of shooting fiery sparks from your mere palms. Well, almost. Technology has come far enough to give us the PYRO shooter, a gadget that slips onto your wrist like an unassuming watch. The illusionists consist of barrels filled with special tissue paper that burn quickly, and pressing a specialized button releases this burning paper. Since everyone's a bit of a pyromaniac fire lover at heart, the device also gives its user an option to fire 2 fireballs out at once. What's more, the PYRO shooter can shoot up to 600 fireballs per charge, and can easily be recharged using USB. The device has been widely available since 2018, and will cost you around $150 on the Illusionist official website. Number 7. Spider-Man web shooter. There comes a point in every kid's life when they're asked which superhero they would love to be one day. And more often than not, the globally adored friendly neighborhood Spider-Man comes to mind. The multiple movie adaptations and the iconic comic issues make him one of the most globally popular superheroes to date. People fell in love with this simple yet disarming superpower, web shooting. From plastic toys targeted at kids towards kids, to precise gadgets aimed to adults, companies have tried to imitate the Spider-Man web shooters for decades. The comic book web shooters have incredible tensile strength that supports Spider-Man's weight, and J Laser Videos on YouTube hosted a series of YouTubes dedicated exactly to that. He used Kevlar tubes so it could stick to the walls just as efficiently, and although currently sold out, you can buy one on his website for a mere $25. The YouTube videos are also tutorials, which means anyone with a dedication could possibly build their sleek and authentic looking Spider-Man web shooter. Number 6. ARCABOARD hoverboard. Wanting to fly is a universal wish. And no, we don't mean flying in an airplane. Lexus, the luxury car making company, came out with their own hoverboard in 2015. Yes, you heard that right, an actual hoverboard that lets you fly around. A private space company called ArcaSpace released a video showing off ARCABOARD in 2016, the rectangular board that is powered by fans and allows levitation. For 6 whole minutes, that is. This $20,000 hoverboard uses 36 electrical fans and can support 110 kilograms of weight. In hindsight, the spec sheet makes the device seem about as far as the hoverboards that we've seen in the movies. The levitation is a few mere inches above the ground, and the design looks boxy at best and clunky at worst. But it's a start. Since the first hoverboard, many companies have released their own versions, and while these devices are not mass-produced or widely available yet, we are certain it's only a matter of time till it's as popular as other automobiles. Number 5. KYMERA Harry Potter Wand. Ever since the emergence of the Harry Potter novels, every kid's prime fantasy, pun intended, has been to roam the majestic halls of Hogwarts, be sorted into a Hogwarts house, and above all, perform magic using a wooden stick. The wand company tried to bring to life a proper wizarding wand by creating the KYMERA wand. This is a universal remote control with programmable gestures. After connecting this gadget with existing remotes in your home, you can swish and flick your wand to your heart's content and watch it perform its magic. The device has 13 buttons and can connect to most, if not all, audio and video devices with infrared remote control. The device KYMERA can do virtually everything you need it to do on a television remote, all while looking sleek and refined. It's covered in a protective lacquer and requires 2 AAA batteries to use. You can find the wand for $80 on Amazon. Number 4. Doctor Strange Magic Shield LED Hologram. After the premiere of Doctor Strange in 2016, the world went crazy after the Marvel movie's use of astonishingly good special effects. This superhero is the first in the cinematic universe whose superpower is quite literally just magic instead of science. The movie uses a combination of hand movement and special effects to convincingly sell the narrative, which is why it was all the more praiseworthy and surprising when a fan rivaled the movie's special effects, quite literally. 3D Phantom, a company that provides programmable fans that rotate at speeds as high as some at 1,200 RPM, others at 1,800 RPM, allowed a fan to program Doctor Strange's iconic magic rings into the device. This produced a stunningly realistic effect, as you can see in the video. This fan again, pun funny intended, crushed the movie's billion-dollar budget by producing a very similar high-quality result in less than 1,000. Number 3. Underwater Car. Over 90% of the ocean is still undiscovered. Humans can't breathe underwater. The solution to these two seemingly unrelated problems might just be S-Cuba's underwater car. A marine life enthusiast daydream, the car can both drive on roads and then at the push of a button, dive up to 10 meters, 33 feet under the sea. It works by letting the driver press a button that fills certain car parts with water, allowing it to submerge. The car contains a steel chassis with body panels made of carbon nanotubes. While the wheels aid the car in road, the 2 propellers in the stern and 2 jet drives in the bow allow the vehicle to swim. The Swiss company Rinspeed calls it an amphibious vehicle, and it's also environmentally friendly, producing 0 greenhouse gas emissions. Rinspeed CEO Frank Rinderknecht admits that part of the inspiration for the underwater car comes from the 1977 James Bond hit, The Spy Who Loved Me. The 2020 version of this car is now electric and contains 3 electric motors instead of 1. Number 2. Jetpacks. Flying using an actual rocket strapped to one's body is the coolest thing ever. Zooming through the sky like that may not exactly be as impossible as it seems. UK entrepreneur Richard Browning is an oil trader with an interest in technology and innovation, which he's used to give the world Daedalus, the world's very first Iron Man-like jet suit. With 6 attached microjet engines, this jetpack is able to fly at speeds up to several hundreds of miles per hour. Daedalus was the first product launched by his newly formed company, Gravity. There's no rulebook for this, there's no manual, Browning said. When the Wright brothers were learning how to fly, there were no flying lessons, they had to just learn. Number 1. Invisibility Cloak. A wand isn't the only object Potterheads want to borrow. The invisibility cloak, although not invented by J.K. Rowling, was certainly made popular by her books. But such technology can't possibly exist out of the realm of magic, can it? Well, Canada's Hyperstealth Biotechnology has patented a new quantum stealth material and released 100 minutes of footage describing and demonstrating the material. In the video, the material can be seen covering a scarred-down tank. Apparently, this paper-thin material works by bending the light around a target to make it seemingly disappear. This light can be in the visible spectrum, or it can be ultraviolet, infrared, or shortwave infrared light, making the material what Hyperstealth calls a broadband invisibility cloak. And those were 9 super gadgets you can actually own. Which of these gadgets would you like to get your hands on first? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to TechJoint for more awesome videos just like this one. See you in the next one.